Here the topic for discussion is cyclotron. What is a cyclotron? We can say cyclotron is a particle accelerator, and we need this for experiments in nuclear physics. So, cyclotron is a device used to accelerate positively charged particles to acquire enough energy to carry out nuclear disintegration. In figure, you can see the structure of a cyclotron. Here we will see the principle of cyclotron. In a cyclotron, the charged particles move in both electric and magnetic fields which are perpendicular to each other. The magnetic field makes the charged particles to move along the circular path, and the electric field accelerate the charged particles. So here you should remember, for the working of cyclotron, we need both electric and magnetic fields. What is the role of magnetic field here? The magnetic field makes the charged particle to move in a circular path. And what is the role of electric field here? The electric field accelerates the charged particles. In figure, you can see the movement of charged particle in a cyclotron. Here we will see the construction of cyclotron. The cyclotron consists of an evacuated chamber in which there are two Ds insulated from each other. These Ds are open along their straight edges. The chamber is placed between the poles of a very strong electromagnet. An electric oscillator establishes a high frequency alternating voltage across the gap between the Ds. The source produces the ions to be accelerated. We will see the parts in detail. So the first thing, it consists of two hollow D-shaped metallic chambers. We can name that as D1 and D2. Next, these Ds are separated by a small gap where a source of positively charged particle is placed. Now, the Ds are connected to a high frequency oscillator which provides high frequency electric field across the gap of the Ds. Now, the particles inside the Ds are shielded from electric field, but the magnetic field acts on them and makes them move in a circular path. Reversal of the polarity of electric oscillation ensures that the particle is always accelerated by the electric field. Radius of the circular path increases with increase in acceleration so that the path of the particle becomes a spiral. This arrangement is placed between two poles of a strong electromagnet. The magnetic field due to this electromagnet is perpendicular to the plane of the Ds. I'll brief the construction once again. In a cyclotron, we have two hollow D-shaped metallic chambers D1 and D2 called Ds. These Ds are separated by a small gap. In this gap, we are keeping the source of positively charged particles. We know cyclotron is a particle accelerator. So the particle to be accelerated, we are getting from this source. For the working of cyclotron, we need both electric field and magnetic field. For getting electric field, the Ds are connected to a high frequency oscillator. In figure, you can see the oscillator. This oscillator provides high frequency electric field across the gap of the Ds. The polarity of the oscillator will change in between. Reversal of the polarity of the electric oscillations ensure that the particle is always accelerated by the electric field. Now, for getting magnetic field, This arrangement is placed between the poles of a strong electromagnet. The magnetic field due to this electromagnet is perpendicular to the plane of the disc. Because of this perpendicular magnetic field, inside the D, the particle will be executing circular motion. The radius of the circular path increases with increase in acceleration. That's why finally the path of the particle becomes spiral. And last, you can see the particle will be deflected by the deflecting plate and it will come out through the window and it will hit the target. So what is the function of electric field here? The electric field is accelerating the charge particle. And what is the function of magnetic field here? The magnetic field makes the charge particle to move along the circular path. Now we will see the working of cyclotron. In figure you can see the cyclotron. Two Ds are there, D1 and D2. They are connected to the oscillator. Here the magnetic field is represented with dot. That means the direction of magnetic field is perpendicular to the paper and it will be coming out from the plane of the paper. In between the two Ds, in the gap, you can see the point P, that is a source of positively charged particle. You can also see the circular path of the particle and the deflection plate. Finally, the particle is coming out through the exit port. If a positively charged particle is emitted from the source when D2 is negative and D1 is positive, then it will accelerate towards D2 because it is negatively charged. As soon as it enters D2, it is shielded from the electric field by the metallic chamber. Inside D2, it moves at right angles to the magnetic field. Therefore, it describes a semicircle inside the D. After completing the semicircle, it enters the gap between the Ds. At that time, the polarities of the Ds will change. Now, the proton is further accelerated towards D1 because now D1 is negative. Then it enters D1 and again describes the semicircle due to the magnetic field which is perpendicular to the motion of the proton. This process continues till the proton reach the boundary of the D system. At this stage, finally, the proton is deflected by the deflecting plate and it will come out through the window and hits the target. Here you can see the actual movement of the particle in a cyclotron. Down you can see the polarity of the Ds are changing when the particle completes one semicircle. Now we will check the theory of cyclotron. When a charged particle Q is moving in a magnetic field with a velocity v, the expression for magnetic force is F is equal to QVB sin theta. Here, when the proton is moving at right angle to the magnetic field inside the D, the value of theta will be 90 degree. So the equation for magnetic force will be F is equal to QVB. This force provides the centripetal force to the charged particle to move in a circular path of radius r. The expression for centripetal force is mv square by r. So we can write the equation like this. Rearranging this equation, you will be getting the expression for radius of the circular path in equation 1. Next, we will calculate the time taken by the particle to complete the semicircle inside the D. For time, we can use the equation distance by speed. If the particle is completing one circle, the distance traveled by the particle will be 2 pi r. But here, inside the d, the particle is completing a semicircle. So we can write the equation for time like this. In this expression, we can substitute the equation for radius from equation 1. So, you will get equation 2 like this. In this equation, pi is a constant. M is the mass of the particle, Q is the charge of the particle, and B is the magnetic field. All these are constants. That means the time taken by the positively charged particle to complete any semicircle is same. Next is time period. Here, T is the time period of the high frequency electric field. That means beginning if D2 is negative, after time T, the polarity of D2 will be negative again. Or we can say the polarity of the Ds will change after time T by 2. When the Ds are changing the polarity, the particle will be completing a semicircle inside the D. So we can say the time taken by the particle to describe a semicircle will be equal to T by 2. In equation 2, we got the expression for time taken by the particle to complete a semicircle inside the D. So we can write T by 2 is equal to T. And the equation will be like this. Rearranging this equation, we are getting the expression for time period in equation 3. And we know frequency is the reciprocal of time period. So we can write the expression for cyclotron frequency like this. That is, equation 4 represents the expression of cyclotron frequency. The energy gained by the positively charged particle in a cyclotron is given by half mv square. Here, velocity we can substitute from equation 1. So, the equation for energy will be like this. Equation 5 represents the energy gained by the particle in a cyclotron. In this equation, except radius, other quantities are constants. So, if radius is maximum, then energy also will be maximum. Therefore, the maximum energy gained by the positively charged particle we can write like this. Equation 6 represents the maximum energy gained by the particle in a cyclotron. Now we will see the applications of cyclotron. It is used to produce radioactive material for medical purposes. It's used to synthesize fresh substances. It's used to improve the quality of solids by adding ions. It's also used to bombard the atomic nuclei with highly accelerated particles to study nuclear reactions.